everyone, and welcome back to Cassie's Corner. And of course, Happy New Year, everyone! Woo! It's a new year and it's a new me. Wow, that's so cheesy, ew. But anyways, I don't know if in this episode I'll be extra hyper or madaldal. I don't know. I had like 3 or 5 shots of espresso this morning. So, woo, bahala na. Anyways, I hope you guys watched my previous episode of Cassie's Corner. That was our first and that was our launching episode. And if you guys did, I hope you enjoyed. If you guys haven't watched it, please watch. Thank you so much. Okay, so moving on to today's topic. I actually posted like a question and answer type of thing on my Instagram. And yeah, a lot of you guys, in fairness, ang dami kayong topics that you want to talk about. Anything, I said, anything you want to talk about, I don't know, life. Although a lot of you guys asked about my love life, which, grabe. um, I think we'll save that for another time. But yeah, I got a lot of good feedback and I tried to mix everything together and put it in one episode, which is this. And of course, I have my favorite notebook, my security blanket for all my episodes. So I found one question that I want to make kind of like a prompt for today. And you guys can answer this to maybe in your heads or you can write about it, anything. So, shout out to whoever sent this one in. Ayun. But she said, what are the 2024 experiences I left behind and what are the lessons I will carry on this 2025? And I think it's a good thing to kind of reflect on the past year and I don't know, think about how much you've grown and give yourself a pat on the back because I feel like everyone has gone through a lot last year, including me. But yeah, so basically to answer this, I think the 2024 experiences I'd like to leave behind are my negative mindset and my pessimistic views. Oh, yeah. Because I feel like it's gotten me nowhere and it kind of put me in a stunt, I guess. And it did more damage than good, honestly. And of course, with every bad or not so good experience, lessons come with it. And I'm so glad that lessons come with it because then it wouldn't be worth it if you don't learn anything from it. So, some of the things I learned last year that I want to carry on this year is patience and learning to trust again. Oh, I guess you can say last year, like what I mentioned in my previous episode, I lost a lot of people, a lot of opportunities, just a lot of things. And it really took a toll on me and my mental health. And I didn't really know what to do. And I just kind of wanted to stay put. And I didn't want to do anything basically. I just wanted to stay put. Um, and I didn't want to trust again, even though I didn't know this, but there were a lot of people around me who wanted to, check up on me and all that stuff, but I just kept pushing them away. So, yeah, I've recently been learning to trust again and it's a good thing, guys. Don't worry about it. Just open your heart again. Oh, ayan na. Yan yung sagot ko sa love life questions nyo. Oh my goodness. Okay. Anyways, so yun, I'll just stick with that for now. But for this prompt, I hope you guys, think about it, answer it in your head. It's a good thing to reflect as well. So, yeah. But another thing I want to do in this year is to actually set goals. Really set them na. Because you know how every year you're like, okay, these are my New Year's resolutions. And then you just kind of don't do it. Or you just say like, okay, this year I'm going to do this. And you just have no plans for it. So yeah, we're gonna change that. Changing that. So this year I want to create or build. I'm pretty sure you guys see this on TikTok a lot, but create or build the highest version of you and see where that takes you. Again, like what I said in my previous episode, shameless plug if you guys haven't watched it yet. It's the link is somewhere below. Future Cassie, put it there. Okay. So I didn't really like writing before. I didn't really see the point of it. But then that's also another thing I learned from last year was writing. So one thing I want to continue doing also this year is journaling, writing about anything in the world. And yeah, so another thing I could do is write down my goals and who is my higher version, who is my better or best self, what does she do every day, what does she like, how does she behave. And once I see all of that written down, as much as possible I try to follow. And I've actually started to do that. And this is very cheesy, I'm so sorry, but I've started to do that since January 1. Oh, wow, we're so cool. Oh my goodness. Yeah, and so far I guess we're kind of sticking to it, but you know, it's okay. People make mistakes, people mess up sometimes, but the point is you just continue and you try to stay consistent. Basically, once you become or try to act like your higher self or your better self, this would attract people or opportunities or yeah, connections to people who are similar to you or similar to your higher self. So I also got a lot of questions and inputs about like toxic people and like real friends or fake friends, blah blah blah. So this is it. Basically, if you learn to take care of yourself and if you treat yourself well and properly, you're kind of teaching others how they should treat you. So you attract the good ones. And guys, I've experienced this and it's so true. It's so true. So please um try to learn how to respect yourself as well. Of course, when you do things to improve yourself, I guess another thing that people don't really talk about is you're going to lose people in the process of this. So there's gonna be a lot of people who would maybe drag you down or say, ba't mo ginagawa yan? Bakit? Ba't kailangan ng arteng ganun? Ba't kailangan, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's a lot of noise. I think your next job would have to be the whole placing your boundaries and continuing to align with your goals. And again, we're gonna stick to the number one thing, which is like, okay, my higher self, or my best self, my better self, or something. Be prepared to lose people who are not aligned with where you want to go in your life. At dahil dyan, shout out sa joke lang. Sorry, we're peaceful. Okay. Another thing that I got a lot of, I was like, wow, a lot of people are going through the same thing, which is very interesting. It's so cool how we think we're so alone when we go through things, but then when you ask someone, hey, like, have you ever felt this way? Blah, blah, blah. They're like, oh, yeah, same. What? People struggle with this too. Interesting. Yeah. So one of them is, how do you stay on track when everyone around you is so negative? That's another thing I dealt with last year when I was trying to pick myself up after a huge loss. Okay. This is easier said than done. I swear. I know this is easier said than done. But stay focused. Again, you have to have that constant reminder or like that constant voice in your head that's like, okay, no, like align, stick to your higher self, your better self. Okay, like stick to her, stick to him, or whatever. Okay, like that, this is the person who I want to be, and no one can stop me from getting to that version of myself. Because I feel like honestly, I think we've given enough. We've given enough of ourselves to other people in the past year. So this year, give something to yourself. Another thing that's going to happen again, like what I said earlier, once you start to improve yourself, you're going to lose a lot of people. Same thing in this situation. When you try to set boundaries or tell people, like, okay, maybe don't put those negative thoughts in my head, or maybe don't. They will try to really break and tear you down. You really have to you have to stand your ground. It's again everything I'm saying today, everything I'm saying now is really easier said than done, but you just have to keep trying and trying. And also remind yourself of how far you've gone, and you're like, okay, I've gone this far, and if I listen to all these negative noises right now, I'm just gonna go back to square one. We don't want to go back to square one. It's not a place you want to be in, especially this year. Another thing that I wanted to add here in Cassie's Corner is kind of like an advice column ish. So I was asking my friends, my followers, if you guys like, need advice on anything. Again, everyone said almost the same thing. There was a lot about being lost, which again, another shameless plug. If you haven't seen the first episode, I talk about getting lost, so please refer to that. And there's also about burning out, getting burnt out, career paths, and mental health. There's a lot going on. So yeah, a close friend of mine reached out and sent a long message. It was like, "Hey, like, I watch your podcast. Like, I really like it, and I was wondering if I could ask for advice." I was like, "Oh, girl, of course, I got you. What's up?" So she actually sent a question in, so I'm going to read it. It's quite long, but I feel like everyone can relate to this, whether you're in your 20s or 30s or any. So just gonna go ahead and read it. Okay, so she asked, okay, by the way, I'm gonna keep her identity private because she's not really comfortable with me sharing it. So, okay. As a girl in her early 20s, one of the biggest dilemmas I'm facing right now is figuring out what I want to do with my future career. Should I take a leap of faith and try something new that I've always been curious about, or stick to the norm and follow a more traditional path like many people around me? It's hard to decide whether to take risks or play it safe, especially when there's pressure to make the right choice. Another thing I think about is how to choose the right people to surround myself with. And I wonder, how do I figure out if someone is a positive influence or bringing value to my life? It can be tough to navigate relationships and recognize who truly supports your growth versus those who might hold you back. Wow, roller coaster. We're gonna go through this one at a time because it is a lot. Um, okay, first, thank you for trusting me with this. I love you. You know who you are. So this friend of mine, she's a bit younger than me, and she's about to graduate. Yeah, she's about to graduate college. I think this year. Yeah, this year. And I think she's been wanting to do social media, if I'm not mistaken, and she's been thinking if she should go that route, or kind of like in the social media, arts, fashion, vlog, lifestyle route, or stick to a family business, which I think it happens a lot. You know how people say, okay, like your 20s is for making mistakes and having fun, experimenting, exploring, letting go, and all that stuff. Which, yeah, to a certain point, there is some truth in that. At the same time, your 20s are sort of your, well, I'm I just turned 24, so like I don't really know what I'm saying, but this is sort of like your building blocks or your like foundation for your future self. I actually also have this dilemma, but I think instead of a family business, mine is kind of like, obviously I've been in showbiz my entire life, so that's kind of the family business, but I've been wanting to jump into other stuff. So I've always been debating. That was also one of my dilemmas last year, was to stay in the traditional route or go and jump and go to other places. So what I did and what I learned was to take calculated risks. Okay, so yeah, you're still like, okay, you wanna take a risk, like YOLO, let's try this out. But you can also, sorry, you can list down the consequences. I have to say it, the consequences, or maybe the possible outputs if you do certain things. All that, what are you going to lose? What are you going to gain? Because guys, at this point, you can't really see the world with like rose-colored glasses and like, okay, everything's fine. The sooner you see life for what it really is, I think the better you'll move. But don't worry, like I'm not trying to make life sound so like sad and like, oh wow, it's so serious. But it's just to to kind of get into the real stuff already, so that you can be more at peace na. Parang let's not go around. Let's just go straight at it. So anyways, as I was saying, the important part of calculated risk is like, for example, okay, let's say as a working student, if I drop my school, I just go full on work. Okay, let's say I don't want to go to school anymore. I want to stick to my job. Okay, what's gonna happen to me after? What are my consequences? So, of course, I won't learn this certain degree. I won't blah blah blah. There's certain stuff like that. And then, but my gain is I get to be more successful in my work. I get to have more time. I get to have more focus. And what if it's vice versa? You have to kind of list it down. And that's what I did last year, even though I was so scared because I didn't want to see the reality and I couldn't picture myself leaving showbiz. Like, I couldn't picture myself, like, okay, what if I wasn't an actress? I was like, okay, no, I can't. But just to see the possibilities, I had to write everything down. And from there, I took a lot of risks last year. Like, I tried doing things out of my comfort zone, as in things I did not know anything about. As in, I really had to take a deep dive into it. Then from there, I can't really answer because it's a very personal question. So from there, you decide, what do I prioritize? So let's say, I prioritize my passions, my my uniqueness, or the way I pave my way into this world, then go take those risks. Or if you're like, oh, I kind of wanna have, let's say again, career talk, I kind of wanna have financial stability first, and then I can go and like jump into whatever. So from there, you check your priorities and plan. Also, guys, I got a lot of financial questions. Guys, I'm not. Yeah, I took accounting in college, but girl, we're gonna pause with the financial questions. But I think this is as much as I could give right now for the taking the risk and taking the traditional route. So again, this is a very like case to case basis. So yeah, I hope this kind of helped. And then moving on to where's that? The next question, I think it was about friendships. So how do you know who's real or really there for you versus how do you know who's fake or who's trying to tear you down? Uh, this is really hard because I'm also personally going through this, hence the trust issues and all that stuff, but we're working on it. Honestly, as I mentioned earlier, when you align with your higher self, you get to see the people who are truly there for you, who want to see you grow, who want to see you do better, versus those who are actually jealous of you or just kind of want to bring you down. You'll see the truth there anyway. So I guess that's a good start. It's going to be painful. I know it's going to be very painful, but there's going to be better people, way better people in the future. another thing is you really have to experience it. You really have to go through it. As much as you don't want to go through heartbreaks, which for me personally, friendship heartbreaks hurt more than like relationship heartbreaks. So it's a I guess it's a type of pain you really have to go through for you to understand, actually in a friendship I think I would allow this to happen, or in a friendship I don't like it pala pag ganito yung kaibigan ko, or something like that. Again, case to case basis, but at the end of the day you also have to have self-respect, and of course it goes both ways. You have to respect your friend as well. Yeah, it's actually it's kind of it's hard, Ang daming plastic ngayon, not gonna lie. Whoo, it's insane, especially if you have a genuine and naive heart. You kind of tend to trust everyone. It's hard, but again, you just need to set boundaries. You don't need to be mean. You don't need to like, don't talk to me. You don't need to, but as long as you're respectful and you set your boundaries, I think you're good to go. But again, you kind of have to experience it. If you do um end up with like a friend who isn't really a friend. Speaking from experience. Okay. So basically, to I kind of want to wrap this up. Everything I mentioned today is it seems like I haven't really gone through much last year. Like, oh yeah, it was just a breeze. Like, here, do this. The thing is, you have to be consistent. So there will be days where you just don't want to do good anymore. You're like, I'm tired. I don't want to do this. But for your future self, you just think, okay, I have to do this. I have to. You really have to stand your ground, and um, I don't know. I feel like for this year, give yourself what you deserve. And I think everyone should make this year their year, and everyone should be just more kind. I feel like if people are more kind with themselves, they'd be kind to others as well. Um, that's also what I think about bashers. A lot of people also asked about what I think about bashers. Honestly, I'm not like I hate you guys and whatever. No, no, no. I don't see it that way at all. But it's just that bashers, I feel like maybe they have something going on personally and they have no outlet. So where do they release it? Online, and siguro they project it on other people. So yeah, you just really have to go through a lot and sit with it and try to process it properly as much as you can. And yeah, be kind and be patient with yourself. I know everyone's like, go, 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 like 2025, like go, let's work, let's fight, let's yeah. But guys, you can work on yourself, but at a chill chill pace. Like you don't need to like boom boom boom, let's work, let's grind, like let's get burnt out. Like hmm. You can do it at a calm manner. You can pace yourself well. You just need to get to know yourself more. And yeah, I think that basically wraps this episode up. I hope you guys learned something this episode. Sorry, I'm kind of in like a mood because besides the coffee, I don't know, maybe it's the New Year's, I don't know, but something's different. Well, yeah, and I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And if you guys have more maybe questions, or if you need any advice on anything, just comment down below. Oh, okay, YouTuber. Okay, just comment down below. Or you guys can check my broadcast channel. Yeah, she got a broadcast channel. Because I always ask my followers there if they need any advice or topics, or we basically just make chika chika there. So join the community. Just join the Cassie's Corner broadcast. It's on my Instagram. And yeah, feel free to send me messages as well. Anything, I'll be sure to read them. And who knows, maybe I get to read your questions in the next episode. But just okay, maybe I'll give like a little hint on the next episode. Of course, since this is a January ep, it's about the New Year's. And next month is what? February, which means it's the love month. Yay! So, what does that mean? Topics about love. Will I answer questions about my relationship? No. But yeah, just comment anything down below about love, relationships, friends, anything. I'll be sure to answer them in the next episode. And yeah, I hope everyone had a great New Year's Eve, New Year, New Year. And I hope to see you guys on my social media and on my next episode. And okay, yeah, this has been Cassie's Corner. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you on the next episode. Bye.